Okay. Yet to see your screen.
Now?
No, not yet. Okay. Yes, it's already loading.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said,
wow, very beautiful.
okay, so now that my screen is up, I just need to get like a feel of the room, and I would like you to let me know the people that are in this room. How do you run your businesses? Do you have a team, or are you running your business solo? You can put that in the chat so that I'll just see, so that I'll know exactly how to tailor what I'm saying.
Okay, so please do want to drop in the chat box. Mr. Yena and Dr. Abigail, this Sister
Do you have a team, or do you work alone? Solely for now, Elizabeth. Thank you. Any other person? I just need to get a feel of the room so I'll know how to channel what I'm going to say. You have a team. Thank you, Larry. I can see that. We have a team. All right. If nobody else answers, I'll just take it that most people have a team. Simple. Because 2 people have a team and 1 person doesn't. That's what I can see. I have HR who coordinates the team in my absence. All right, Dr. Abigail, thank you. All right, so I take it we have a team. And of course, I will speak to everyone, but yeah, you have a team. All right. So basically, today we're talking about key organizational considerations for structuring your business. And basically, I have like 6 talking points. First of all, to talk about what business structure is, then to talk about what are the myths that surround business structure, because a lot of times, I mean, I hear things about business structure and I'm wondering, where did you get that information from, right? And then we have top reasons why you should structure your business, essential building blocks for business structure, then of course, elements of a solid business structure framework. So basically, that element of a business structure framework is really what I consider to be the organizational considerations, right, for structuring your business. So I can talk really fast sometimes, so let me know if I'm too fast so that I can slow down, right? But okay, thank you. So basically, for a lot of people, business owners, in my short time of working with people to structure their businesses, I've seen that a lot of people fall into one of these buckets when they run their businesses. So first of all is that they find themselves doing the work that they have paid their employees to do. If any of this resonates with you, just put it in the chat box, right? Like, you've paid somebody to be your, whether it's a production manager or production officer, but you still find yourself having to go ahead and still do this production because the person is always doing something wrong every time they have to work, right? Or your business experiences a drop in revenue every time you are away from the business. Like if you have to travel, or maybe you are just tired, you don't want to go to the office that day, you don't want to go to the shop that day, you will notice that the business is not making as much money as you normally would make when you are there. Then you are unable to spend time with your loved ones, maybe just, be away from the business without distractions from the business. The generator has spoiled, sir, somebody is here, all of those kind of things, right? Or you are constantly correcting your staff about the same things over and over. You find yourself correcting these people regarding the same things, or you are apologizing to clients over the same errors. So this today they packed the order for someone that was supposed to go to Ibadan and they sent it to Kaduna State. Or tomorrow they now packed the same problems with packing the order, and then the order was sent to Lekki instead of Shongotedu. All of those things happen. And you always wonder why can't these people get it right? Because of this, right? Because of these errors that have happened over and over, you are struggling to retain clients. You find people struggling to retain clients. They record losses in their businesses due to wastage or theft, and their outcomes are inconsistent. right? Or you find business owners who are constantly overwhelmed and struggling to show up in their businesses, or it appears as though you have reached a particular ceiling and your business can't seem to break through that ceiling, right? I've heard somebody say, oh, I actually was doing well managing my one brand, but when I opened another brand, issues started to happen. I had to shut down that brand so that I can focus on the one brand. That is a ceiling, so to speak, right? So they struggle to scale their businesses across different branches or even introduce new things into the business, right? So if any of this is your reality right now, you're lucky today you're in class. Yeah. So basically, what is business structure? I'm sure that, I mean, if you run a business for a while, or you are a business owner on your social media, you have heard structure, structure, structure your business, structure your business. You need to structure your business. Structure is the reason why this isn't happening. Structure is the reason why that is not happening. And you basically are wondering, okay, all right, no problem. But this structure that people are talking about, what is it, right? What exactly is this structure? Basically, right, I always say that structure is not hard. And anybody that tries to make it hard for you is stressing you out, right? I had a one-on-one session with someone recently, and she was telling me that I was asking her about some things, and she said, but that's basic. But that's basic. And I said, okay, it's basic, right? But do you have it? That's the problem. You think it's too basic, and so I don't need it, or this one is not even what is doing me right now. What's my business with all of these things that you're saying? I say I want to make money, and I'm asking you, okay, I understand, but let's take it from here, right? So basically, structure is you organizing the different elements in your business in a way that allows the business to run efficiently and smoothly, right? Yes, I know that for a lot of you, your business will continue to run, but will it be efficient if you're not there? Or that your special manager that knows everything is not there? That's the issue, right? So structuring your business in such a way that it continues to run efficiently and smoothly without a physical presence or that of any other key person. Anybody can be a key person. Your gate man can be a key person. Your receptionist can be a key person. But would your business continue to run if that person is not available? Right? So the point is to move your business from being centered around a person or around some people to being centered on systems, right? You see this image on the left? It's only one business, but there are different things that come together, left and right, that make that business, that make that business turn into that paper that is printing out of the computer, right? But if you look away from all of those things at the back and you just want to continue to make your business print receipts and sell, there will be an issue in the middle that will continue to occur except you solve it. So please let me know if I'm too fast, like I said. Yeah, I'm like 2 hours.
My own opinion, I don't think you're too fast. If you think she's too fast, please drop in the chat box.
All right. So business structure means, I mean, there are a lot more than this, right? But these are the ones that I have come across in my time of, these are the top 5, let me say. So the first one is that this thing is expensive. And I ask people when they say that, oh, business structure is only for big companies, business structure is expensive. I ask them a question, and the question is expensive compared to what? That's it, right? Compared to what? If you compare it to your peace of mind, is it expensive really? If you compare it with spending time with your family, is it expensive? If you compare it with, being there for your kids, or, being able to now make triple of what you currently make as revenue, or being able to, go on holiday and all of that, is it really expensive? Because I ask people when they say it's expensive, and I what I do for a lot of people is I help them calculate. Okay, so this is the cost that you have been given to structure your business, of which I have a book that is less than 10,000 naira. So it's not even really about the fact that it's expensive when you look at it in that way. Because okay, if you can't pay for somebody to do your structure for you or with you one-on-one, you can buy books, you can buy courses, and then you can do it yourself. Then another group of people feel like, oh, if I can just structure my business, that's the end of all my problems. I also say that, see, I understand that, and I am an evangelist of structure all the way. But structure is not a silver bullet. Structure is what holds things together, right? So that if it's not there, things will fall apart. But it is not the entire, okay, let me put it, it's not the entire cake, right? So when you want to bake a cake, there are different things, right? But when you put it in a pan and then you put it in the oven, the cake stays together. But if you don't put the right things in the pan to put in the oven, you won't get the good cake. Still, even though, yes, you have structured whatever you think you have. So structure helps you to put things together nicely, and then you can present that. And then there are also those business owners who think, okay, so if I structure my business now, what will I be doing? If they don't call me every day, if they don't tell me that this is happening, if I'm not involved in packing the orders, what will I be doing? And I ask them, you want your business to grow? Because if you want your business to grow, you have to get into your executive functions, right? A lot of people, oh, when you see CEO of Kiniko Hairs, CEO of Kiniko Collections, but are you really a CEO? Because a CEO is focused on executive functions, but are you actually carrying out any executive functions? The truth is that executive functions are basically things that require a lot of mind work, right? And if you are busy with running around, oh, I want to go buy this product from the supplier, and I need to do this and I need to do that, you really are unable to focus on growth works. You really are unable to focus on channeling the business towards its vision and its mission. You really are unable to, enter into partnerships that will expand your reach. You are unable to, just build a business that is sustainable, because that is the essence of building a business. There are so many of us, right, that your grandmother probably owned the business, your grandfather, but immediately they passed. Where's the business? Maybe it ran for another 3 months, and then we can't find it anymore. And we can't find it because mama sat in the middle of the money, and if they want to call supplier, it's mama that we call. If they want to do this, it's mama that will give them the money. If they want to do this, but mama was raking in millions, and mama had to put like 7 CCTV so that she's watching. That person collected money, they didn't put it down. That person, and then immediately mama passed. We can't find the business anymore because she really didn't step into her executive functions, right? She was just still being a person that was running around every part of the business. Then some other people think, oh, yes, I understand structure is important and all, but structure is not for my type of business. I want to ask them, okay, even a doctor that is a surgeon can structure his business. That's okay, it's a specialized work, totally specialized. What business are you doing? There's no business in this world. I've not seen it. When I see it, I'll change this statement. But for now, I've not seen it that cannot be structured, right? And so if you are here and you think, let me just come and hear what they are saying, I couldn't know that this is my business. These people, they don't understand. My business is different. I can't. Let me share here. Know today that if you put in all that you're supposed to put into that business, your business can be structured and your business will do better when you structure it. Then the last one is, yes, I know I need to structure my business, but I don't have everything in place yet. And I wonder, okay, so what's everything? You don't have everything in place yet, meaning what? You don't have a shop. Oh, I have a shop, but I have only one staff. Or I don't have any staff. Doesn't mean anything. You know what you want to build, right? Which is the most important thing when you start a business. You know what is in your mind when you want to start your business. And so you need to ensure that whatever it is you have in your hands now, you start with that. And then you structure your business for where it is and where it is going. Are we clear till this point?
Yes, we are, and it's really very engaging and
Yes.
very
All right.
impactful.
Thank you. All right. So now that we have crushed all these things, I hope I have crushed it too. I hope there's nobody that still thinks that these 5 things is disturbing them or any. I hope so. Please, this Saturday we're supposed to be sleeping, but we're here learning because we want to get it right. So now that I've crushed these reasons, right? Okay. Now let's go to how you should structure your business. Before I even talk about how you structure it, let me tell you why. First of all, right? So you see, I have different things I've written on my Instagram and all as to how structure helps you, do better business. But I'm going to share these 5 points. First of all, right? You should structure your business because you can then use your resources more effectively. And when I say resources, I'm not talking of money alone. Money is part of it. But you see, your time is a resource. Your goodwill, that thing that people like me, so they buy from me, it's a resource. Your brain space that I'm thinking about this thing, I've been thinking about it, it's a resource, right? So in structuring your business, you get to a point where you can use all your resources effectively. You can use your time better, you can use your money better, you can use your time better, you can use your money better, you can use your mind to think of other things, right? You can use your goodwill for better things. You're not using your goodwill to beg people, don't be annoyed, please, I'm sorry, please, my darling customer. No, you're not doing that anymore. You're not using that goodwill to gather more referrals. You're using that goodwill to, just bring more people in. And that's the need, right? I tell people, imagine that you could get like 5 hours more in your week, just 5. That's 1 hour per working day to actually sit down and strategize on your business. Do you know what that would do for you? But no, you're using that 5 hours to attend to generator that is not working. You're using it to attend to money that they've stolen from you, that this thing is not complete. You're using it to attend to the person that is your employee but is giving somebody else your business secrets. You cannot continue like that. And how does structure help? For example, say you have one SOP about how to produce if you are in production, like you produce stuff. That SOP helps you to ensure that, first of all, they produce according to specifications, meaning that you can buy 1 bag of whatever it is you used to produce, and that 1 bag, you know how many things you will produce, and you know that they will not produce in a way that, oh, you can't use it, so you have to throw them away. That's effective. So while someone else has thrown away 3 batches, all your batches are correct. And while the person is trying not to structure their business because they are saving 500,000, you have made extra profit of 1 million and your goodwill is intact. Can you imagine? Even if that's the only reason I told you today, it's okay, right? And that reason now enters into the next one: increase revenue and profit. When you are able to do business in the way that, people like you, you are doing the things the right way. If they ask you to do anything for them, that thing, they know that they will get the right results. It means that they will refer you to people that see this person, I trust her, I trust him, I trust this company. They will get you the right result, right? Definitely that is increased revenue. And of course, that means that your profit will increase. Because yes, while you continue to market, You also have an extra source of marketing, which is the word of mouth of the people that know you, that like you, that trust you, because your business gives guaranteed results. Then there are reduced occurrences of errors. Today, I work to somebody who does edible products, and one of their employees had gone ahead to add extra like sugar to the product because the person said it's not sweet enough, and they had to pour away a batch of almost, I think, 500 liters or so, because by the time they finished the production, it was now too sweet. And they were asking the person, but have I ever told you to add sugar to this thing? Why didn't you just leave it? But you see, the person didn't understand that work so well. So the person just tried to, cut corners, and it messed them up. Imagine if in the process of production, nobody tasted it, and then it went to the stores that they supply, or it went to the clients, and the clients are tasting it, and they're like, what's this? Do you know what that is? Maybe they will go on Instagram and drag you that this person is selling rubbish. That's a possibility. Another possibility is that they will just silently tell people that, well, maybe they see your advert on Instagram, they say, this person, don't mind them, it's rubbish, they're selling rubbish. Now, you might have clients who have bought from you over time, so they're coming to say, actually, I tasted this thing is wrong. But what of the people that are discovering you for the first time, and they're like, this person is selling rubbish? You lost them for life. You lost the people they will have referred to you. And you're not even sure how far they will go to talk about your business in a bad way. Then there's increased customer satisfaction, of course. If I come to you and I know that if I tell you to do this service for me, I get the same result every time, I will be satisfied, and of course I'll be loyal to you. Why am I going to look for another person that can do what you do when you have satisfied me? There's no reason. And then you hear people saying things like, please, when are you going to come and open in Ibadan? When are you going to come and open in Kaduna State? Because they like what you're doing. And maybe they are moving out of state or something, and they're like, God, am I going to miss this business because I'm leaving this place, right? Because your results are consistent, guaranteed consistency. Everybody loves that. And then there's the increased possibility of scale. So, okay, let's say that from Monday to Sunday, for every waking moment, you can be in the business in your one shop. So yes, it's okay. I'm not structuring my business. I say I can do everything and I will not die. Okay, that's fine. But what about expansion? Have you thought of expansion? Have you? No, you haven't. Because by the time you now go to another shop now, how will you divide yourself into two? Or by the time you have 40 staff, because your business is now so big. Now you have warehouse upstairs and downstairs, 3-story building. How will you be in the 3 floors at the same time? How? But you see, structure is that support that helps you be present everywhere while you are not there. And something is holding the business, and the business is working like it should work. Right? And then just to add, if you are doing business and you ever think that, I'm going to one day get investors' money, sorry, if you don't structure your business, nobody will invest in your business. Nobody. Because by the time they ask you for 12 documents that you don't have, they know that this one is not serious, right? Nobody wants to invest money, millions of naira, millions of dollars, in a business that will collapse if the owner should fall sick for 2 months. Nobody wants to. Or in a business that the employees don't trust that Oga's husband, Madam's husband, do not come and sack me because he doesn't like my face. Those are the things we hear that businesses are going through. Oga's wife, like in Nollywood films, Oga's wife has come to the office. That girl is wearing short skirt. Sack her, please. Nobody wants to work in that kind of place. But you know that somebody will come and work with you if you have created, by the time they are resuming, you've given them a dress code and they've agreed to the dress code, then everybody's fine. So all of these things that we keep doing that just make us look unserious, simple things can solve them. So now that we are gotten there, any question first of all before I go on? Any questions?
Any question? Please, if you have any question, do want to raise up your hand. Okay.
Any questions?
Hello.
I can hear you. Hello.
Structuring business most of the time require additional money. And if such a business has not grown to a level by which one can produce such finances to structure the business in the way you have been talking about, how does one go forward?
So first of all, when you say structuring your business requires additional money, how much is this money?
Now. I need to go hotel.
Are they shopping divert?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
I said, when you say structuring your business needs additional money, my first question is, how much is the money?
I don't know. I just feel that most of the time when I think about, okay, I want to put like 3 CCTV camera so that I'll be able to monitor this and that. I want to hire additional administrative person to be able to monitor certain things. I need to pay the person. You understand?
Okay.
Then I need to do some, probably for a school. I need a school bus that will be able to migrate through this place and this place. It needs additional funds. So, and
First
most
of
of the
all,
time when you think about it, and it makes you feel like, you are inputting this kind of finances and you don't
okay.
get a fast return on them,
Okay.
you still consider to move backward a bit.
Okay. So first of all, what you have just said is not exactly what structure is about, right? Now, yes, what you're talking about is you expanding your business. But like I said at the beginning, so there's that myth that structure is expensive. And I ask people, okay, so expensive compared to what? Because you see, you can structure your business with as little as 10,000 naira. That doesn't need you to raise any money. That is money that you can use to go out now and take 4 people out to Chicken Republic. I mean, it's not even nothing fancy, no, not a fancy restaurant. You are taking them to Chicken Republic, buy chicken and can't even buy chicken and chips again. You buy like a fried rice and chicken and 1 drink, 4 people, 10,000 naira. That's all your investment. So structure is not, you don't need, I understand that maybe you reached out to someone to structure your business and they gave you, maybe they said, oh, 500K, right? To structure your business for you. And that is because the person has a way that they've priced their services and that's how they work. But that doesn't say that when you want to structure your business, you need to do it like that with them. You can start your structure journey slowly and steadily, and you still get to where you're going. Right? Trust me. I'm serious. I'm actually very serious. Right? You can start the journey one policy at a time. Before you get an administrative person, in addition to the employees you have you tried to ensure that your employees that you currently have are using their time for the best things they're supposed to be doing? Are you sure that your employees are working the number of hours they're supposed to be working? Or you just see, when they see you, they just get busy? Because if you're actually using all the resources you have in the form of your employees correctly, they have their JDs, they have their KPIs, they know what they're supposed to do, they know what you're judging them by. You might realize that within your team currently, you have somebody that can take on that administrative task, right? So it's really about you opening up your mind. It's really about you understanding the important things. You'll be able to do what you need to do, right? And for the CCTV part, yes, you might need CCTV depending on what your business is. But so sorry about that. So you can really just, first of all,
We're talking
use the
about system.
control. Yes. So use the controls you have. Set up controls within your team before the CCTV. The CCTV is an extra. Because the truth is that people are in businesses, they know how to off the CCTV. So if you think that only CCTV is what you need as control, people will circumvent your CCTV and still steal from you. Controls that will get it. But thank you for the question. You would understand more as you go on, and if not, you can ask your question later. I saw
All right,
Dr. Abigail's hand up. Do you still want to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
was just trying to wrap my head around this number 4 myth that there are some businesses that are not need structuring. Like, take for instance someone that wants to be singing and wants to be posting it on all this social media. Does he really need structuring? I mean, I need the structure in that. I don't know.
All right. So I like when people bring up all of those businesses that they think cannot be structured. So you want to sing and post on social media, but you realize that in your singing, you have to set up your lights. You probably have engineering guys. I mean, I'm not a singer, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head, right? You have engineering guys, somebody mixes your sound and all of that. If you want to sing and you want your sound to show up the same way, the same time, yes, you must structure your business. Even if that includes telling your engineering guy, having policies that guide them, right? For example, you might be singing, say you have backup singers, you want to have like a dress code for them, something simple. Even if that dress code is only that you cannot show your cleavage or whatever, so that one day you are ready to sing, somebody doesn't show up wearing something that would distract you and distract your audience. It's really the simple things, right? You want to ensure that you post, maybe if you have a social media manager, the person posts this thing the same time every day with the same quality, your background is the same. Somebody has to do that. You have to ensure that that is consistent, right? You have to ensure that your stage looks a certain way every time. So all of those things are really what structure does. Now, I don't sing and I don't really understand it, but off the top of my head, that alone is enough reason to structure your business. Ogundipe Olusegun, I'll take that question and then we'll go on. Please ask your question.
Yeah, thank you very much for the uh, lectures. So I just want to be sure. I just want to be sure of is this structuring is it part of register your company having the necessary license to carry on the business, or is the or structuring is on its own, or is another thing entirely, or that's what I want to
Okay.
clarify.
All right. So what I would say is that is a part of structure. When we get to the organizational requirements that we need to have, you will see something called compliance, right? So compliance is you structuring your business. Compliance is you, for example, if you deal in food or cosmetics, getting registered with NAFDAC and stuff. That is compliant. And the reason why you must have compliance is that you don't want to continue to run this business that is really great and beautiful, and then one day a regulator clamps down on your business and put it out that this business is not registered, or this business is not regulated, whatever, and then that makes your client scared that I've been working with somebody that is a fraud or something. You really just want everything to be smooth, and that's why there's need for compliance. But I'll show you when we get there. I'll talk more about compliance. So let's go back to our scripts. All right. So I'm looking for my screen. Ogundipe, your hand is up again. Do you still have another question?
I think that was a mistake.
All right, no problem. Okay. So let's go back. All right. So now we're going to talk about building blocks of business structure. Right. So when you hear structure your business, it just seems on the outside as SOPs policies, all those kind of things. But what exactly are the things that first of all need to come together before you can even start this process of structuring your business? So you have building blocks of business structure. For me, I say that there are key requirements that you need to have in place when you decide to embark on that journey of structuring your business, right? And building it into one that can operate efficiently and grow without your physical or hands-on presence. First of all is a mission. See this mission and vision one. Anytime I tell people, we'll first fight. And so I'm ready for you to fight with me. When I tell you that no matter what you do, whether you are singing, somebody has said they are singing, so I'm going to use that example a lot. Whether you are singing or you are drop shipping or whatever it is, your business needs, it's not should, it is needs, must have a mission and have a vision. Trust me. I don't know how else to say it, right? Your business needs to, whether you are, it's a side hustle. Now, if it's a side hustle that you just want to make money from, you don't want to build anything solid, you don't want to build anything sustainable, that is fine, right? You can jump. But if it's a side hustle that maybe you want it to grow into something that you can be proud of, you know, the business is to have a mission. And it's not hard. A business mission is why the business exists, right? The business structure can exist so that business owners can build solid, scalable, profitable businesses. Simple. That's it. I've told you the mission. That's all. You don't need a one-page to talk about your vision. No, it's not hard. Why do you exist? I exist so that people can, worship God. If your music is gospel, for example, wherever they are, that's okay. Or if it's not gospel, I exist so that people can, just enjoy good music and have fun. But why are you existing? Because even though there are three people singing, the three people singing don't have the same mission. And so they will not handle their businesses in the same way. Simple. You need to be different. If you are not different, even if you are selling kitchen gadgets, I exist, or the name of the business exists to bring ease and efficiency to people's kitchens. I mean, that's just off the top of my head, but there's a reason, and you need to know it. Now, if you know it, you need to then ensure that your team knows it. Oh, I exist to ensure that the 1% of the 1% in Nigeria have beautiful events. That's your mission. Your team needs to know that that's our mission. So that when they dress up to go and meet with clients, they dress like people that are serving 1% or 1%. They are not wearing Dunlop. Do you understand? Those are the things. Your vision. Where do you see the business going? Okay, I'm drop shipping today, but I want to own stores across Lagos. That's your vision, right? You want to be the go-to merchant for household items. That's your vision. You need to know. If not, you're just in a rat race. You're just running. How do you know you have even achieved what you desire to achieve? How? Because then, if you don't have a vision and you make your first 1 million, what's that 1 million going into? You will spend it. That's what you're telling me. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. Even if you're a hairdresser, you must have a vision. If you don't take anything out of this thing today, mission and vision is compulsory. Thank you. Now, core values. You see, these core values are very important, but a lot of people don't understand them. As individuals, generally, there are things that would tug at my heart, will make me so annoyed. Then will look at it and say that, what's this now? Why are you vexing for unnecessary stuff? Do you understand? For example, for me personally now, not even as a business or whatever, fairness is a core value of mine. I will treat everybody fairly, at least to the best of my knowledge. I would be able to say that I did the best I could for everybody. It might not be a core value for you. Your core value might be resourcefulness. And that means that everybody must do what they're supposed to do. Any word you can think of can cover you. What makes it different is that your business will be known to always follow that word. Right? So if you say that your core value is empathy, then you cannot be rude. You need to give people the listening ear that empathy gives. Do you understand? Those are the things that are important. So there are 1,001 words. Your core value can be flexibility. Your core value can be whatever, any word. But make sure that it stays as a guiding principle for your business, and that the people who work with you know that these are the core values of this business. Then strategic objectives. So yes, you have your vision, your mission, and all of that. How then do you get to where you're going? That's really what your strategic objective is. It will create a bridge from where you are to your vision and your goals. Then company culture. So most times your core value will decide what your company culture is. But if you sit in maybe corporate settings a lot, you would have heard that culture will eat strategy for breakfast. So that strategy, when we do this, people know it. But you see, the culture of your business, we drown your strategy. If your culture is bad, people will be bad. People that work with you today, they will be bad. And eventually the business will not go far. So you need to do that. Then a team. While I understand that there are people who are solo business owners here, depending on, first of all, what the mission and vision of your business is, you might get to a point where you need a team. But let's say you don't have a team, like a full-time team that works with you. You will have people that, do things for you, or people that help, or people that you forced to. Those people and how you handle them are a core part of your structure. And so you hear people that are structuring their businesses, but they are not carrying their team members along. You are not ready, sorry. Or team, you are not ready. If you have a team and you're not carrying your team members along, you want to create SOP and give it to them, or do it like this. No. If you can get there, we'll get there. Then control. I think the first person that asked a question, I can't remember your name now. You mentioned that Tyber. You mentioned something about CCTV. And I was saying that, first of all, before CCTV, controls. Controls basically are checkpoints and safeguards that you have in place to prevent inappropriate decisions from being taken in your business, and to ensure that the interest of the business is always protected, right? Now, that control will apply to you and apply to your team members, right? So, for example, you have financial controls where more than one person is involved in every cycle that relates to cash. If you take cash in your business, you are able to say, you know what? The person that counts the cash is not the person that records it, and is not the person that takes it to the bank. Except those three people will connive to steal that money. Do you understand? Or we don't even take cash. It's also control, right? We don't take cash. It's control, right? And you go to some places, you will see, if you don't get a receipt, your food is free on their walls. That is a control measure. What it's doing is that you are using the people around, right? There are other controls, that you can have as you go along. Controls, SOPs are controls, and all of those things. But it's important that you have controls in place to safeguard your business. Even buying from a specific vendor, if maybe you produce and buying your raw materials from a specific person, is a form of control, because you can trace back if there's an error with what you produced and they follow the SOP. You will trace back and you can find the vendor and say, oh, you gave me something that's not working. So controls, that's what control really is. Then systems, all of these things, you put them in different ways. You create your system to help you achieve your objectives. Then accountability. You see, that thing about registering your business, getting your licenses is a form of accountability, right? Having job descriptions, having KPIs for your employees is also a form of accountability. having policies in place is a form of accountability. So accountability is something that is very important as a business owner. You need to have it. First of all, you be accountable to yourself, then be accountable to other things that your business needs. That is when you can demand that your team members are accountable to you. So now that we've gone, we've finished the building blocks. We're now going to talk about how these building blocks come together. Maybe you know what building blocks are. You want to build a house. You have done your block now. You have different blocks. The one that is going to be by the side, the one that is going to be down, or the one that will be interlocking. All of them, they're different, but they are all blocks. Abi? You now want to use those blocks to build something that your business will now sit on. Simple. Simple. If anything today, I should have been able to convince you that business structure is simple. That's my goal, right? So what are these elements of a solid business structure framework? And the framework is just that what? It's a series of document activities that guide your business in its operations based on a fusion of the components that we have earlier mentioned, right? So I have here 9 things, 9 that I have found. And trust me, people continue to grow in knowledge, but these 9 so far, if you have all of them together in the right way, you can say and you can rest that your business is structured, right? So I have here vision and mission statement. I have goals, policies, standard operating procedures, which are SOPs, job description and KPIs, organizational structure, employee handbook, employee onboarding, and compliance. Remember I said to Mr. Ogundipe, compliance is a part of your business structure framework. You cannot leave it out. It's important that you have it. So let's start. You know, I mentioned earlier your vision, your mission, and all those things, right? So your vision and mission statement exist to give purpose and direction to your business. If these 2 things are missing, I'm sorry, but I struggle to understand what business you are running. That's me. I will struggle. And trust me, employees that you bring into your business would also struggle because they won't understand, where are we going? Why are we were selling clothes? Okay, why? Let's know. Okay, because that is how they will know that the clothes that we can't stock open back clothes, or no, we can't stock dresses that are big. We have to stock hot, sexy dresses because they know your vision, they know your mission, so they understand it. Okay, this is what this person is telling me. Now, if you now employ somebody that cannot sell skimpy clothes, for example, you know, the person will already know that I cannot work here. So the person will go. Not that you and your team members will not be struggling. I say we should do this. This person is always not doing it. Then you'll be struggling. You know that just that your vision and mission statement has taken Wala out of your way, at least to this point. So that's why it's important. You get into offices, you get into businesses, you will see on their wall vision, mission. It's not because they don't have money or sorry, they don't have what to use their money for, that they think that glass is fancy, let them put it there. No, it's because they want you to remember, if you come into this business, this is what we stand for. When employees also come into the business, they remember that this is what the business stands for. And so one day when you realize, I think, for example, now, because for example, I have a full-time job and I run my business as well. And I know that the vision of where I work is to go across Africa. I already know. So if tomorrow now, anything happens, I'll know that, okay, we've been talking about these things. You also know that there's an opportunity for you to grow across the ranks as somebody, maybe they now say, okay, go and start working in Rwanda. Or, do you understand? What it also does is that it makes people comfortable to work with you. When from your vision and your mission, they can see that there's growth here. If somebody is just, you have a shop now, you've employed me as your sales girl, and all I can see forever, that even if, okay, oh, I came here with SSCO, even if I get BSc and MSc in this office that I am, I cannot pass things there because I don't see growth. And I will not kill you now, Abby. I will not take over your role as the madam. So that means that the person doesn't understand. They don't see themselves with you for more than 2 years. So when you are saying the employees don't stay, maybe it's your fault. Just maybe. I'm not saying it is all the time, but I'm saying just maybe. Because I cannot sit down with you and continue to show up every day, giving my best, when I don't see a path for my career there. People will use you to make money. They will use you to save. Or they will even be using your internet to browse for their real work. Do you understand? A vision and a mission statement takes that out. Your employees understand it, and so they run with it. You know that thing about write the vision, make it plain. It's not a joke. So if you don't have a vision and a mission, no matter what your business is, or you have one, but you know it, but your employees don't know it, please change that. Everybody who works in a business should know what the vision and the mission is. Or you have one, but you are not, you don't really think that is your mission. Please get it right. Sit down and your mission will pop up to you because it's just there. It's breathing inside of you. Sit down for some time, 1 hour, 2 hours, and try to find it. You will find what the mission of your business should be. Then your vision and your mission should be communicated to your employees before their first day on the job. Even during your interview process, let it ring out that this is what your vision and your mission is. And you're looking for somebody to join your team to support it in achieving that vision and that mission, right? And as much as possible, also speak about it regularly with your team so that they know it by heart and they key into it. Because you see, the vision and the mission form the bedrock of every other activity that your work will do. And even your goals and your strategic objectives will be derived from these two statements. So it's really very important. Thank you. I wanted to say amen, but thank you. And number 2, goals. I don't understand what you're doing as a business owner if you don't have a goal. Or if you don't have goals. But I mean, it's not even possible. Let's forget about it. But now the problem is that maybe your goals are not clear or whatever. So let me explain. A business goal is an endpoint, an accomplishment or target that you intend to achieve in a specified time. We want to make our first 1 million by June 2024. That's your goal. Or we want to expand our offerings to 3 states by end of 2024. That's your goal. Or we want to, let me see another goal. We want to train all our employees on customer service once a quarter. That's also a goal. Now, business goals differ from strategic objectives I mentioned earlier, in that while goals represent the direction you want to go, strategic objectives then define the methods and paths that you will use to get there. I know you have heard a lot. I mean, you will hear steal my strategy for. That's very common on social media these days. I'm wondering, can you really steal a strategy? But that's on a lighter note. Your strategy is how you intend to get to your goal, right? So how you intend to get to your vision. Now let's put it in perspective that you have a financial goal to increase revenue by at least 15% by Q3 2024. Your strategic objectives will be something like increasing the number of resellers, right? Or increasing the number of stockists, or maybe increasing our production time, anything. Now it's important that your goals are smart. You've heard it a lot. If you've ever attended anything about goals, goal setting, goal whatever, you have heard this before. I'm going to say it again, just in case you did not follow them that time. Your goals are supposed to be specific. We want to make more money is not a goal. Please, I'm very passionate. I'm talking about things like this. We want to make more money is not a goal. Please. It is exactly what you are going to do. We want to increase revenue by this at this time. That is what your goal is. So if you just say we want to increase revenue, okay, because that means that you can increase your revenue in 2027 by 1%. Is that what we're talking about? No. So we want to increase revenue, then measurable. How will you know if you are meeting that goal by 15%? How will you implement? Is it achievable? Because if you are making 100 million now, and you want to say you want to increase your revenue to $100 million, you're making 100 million naira. Want to increase it to $100 million by end of Q2. I will ask you if you have gone. Do you understand? So you need to have an achievement. I understand dream big goal. I understand totally. I also dream big. But in dreaming big, we need to, be clear. At least there should be a path to achievement. Now, it can be anything, but there should be a path. Because there's a way that somebody who is making 100 million naira now tells me that they want to increase it to $100 million. And if they give me that explanation and they show me, I can believe them. Maybe they've gotten one partnership that they are going to go and open in America and Europe. Of course. Do you understand? But let it be achievable. Then let it be relevant. If it's not relevant, there's no need, please. Is it worthwhile at this moment? For example, let me give an example when I say relevant. So say I mentioned a goal of training your employees on customer service. But if your employees are so good with customer service, but are sloppy with time management, and you keep training them on customer service, it's no longer relevant. Leave it and focus on another one. Clear, thank you. Then when will you achieve this goal by? Quarter 3, 2023, quarter 4, 2024, first month of 2025, whatever it is. But let's be clear on what we intend to achieve and when. Those are goals. So now we'll come to policies. Now we're getting into it, right? We're getting into it. Like, yeah, of course, I know vision and mission. What are you talking about? Yes, I have goals. I can show you my goal book. All right. So we're getting into those things that people consider to be boring. You people are just stressing my life. Well, policy for what? Okay. Let's see whether at the end of this class we still think policy forward. So basically, policies are guidelines that you develop as a business owner to govern the actions of your business. What policies do basically is that they define the limit within which decisions must be made and outline those internal rules and acceptable practices that should guide your team and your company. For example, a disciplinary policy. So for a business, it could be that if you come late, you'll be subject to disciplinary policy. For another business, well, we can condone lateness, but we can't condone insults. Right? I hope you know that what I'm saying is true, because you can say that some people, nobody will condone lateness, but trust me, there are businesses who really don't mind. Also, again, based on what their core values are, right? But they will not condone you doing another work in their working hours. Do you understand? So your policies are yours, and it's fine. So somebody can come and say, but I was working in a business that is like this one, and they were not concerned about my dressing. Sorry, but here we are, Abby. We have dress code. You will work, Abby, you will not work. But let it not be that you don't have something there. Then every day you're talking about their cloth, Madam, what's the problem with this cloth? Okay, yesterday I wore crazy jeans, you complained. Today I wore short skirts. Why are you still complaining? You see, you remember I spoke about your time being a resource. I hope you know that all this time you're using to talk about short skirts, crazy jeans. You know, it's time that you're supposed to be using to do serious work. You're wasting the time. So we can see now, Abby. So your policies are set in place to establish the rules of conduct within your business. See, your business, your rules. You use your money to start the business. Don't let somebody come and stress you and take peace of mind away from you on top of your own money again. No. Outline your policies. Let the employees know their responsibilities. The employer, you, also knows your responsibility. And all of this is in a bid to protect both the employees as well as the interests of your business, right? Now, without clear, look at this statement very well. Without clear and properly developed policies, there are no rules. There are no rules. And remember that thing about where there's no rule, there's no sin. And what was that thing? Where there's no law, there's no sin. And unfortunately, without defined rules, people will create their own. Now, when you don't give them rules and they create their own, then you want to fight them. You see? Yeah. So at the least, as a business, you should have policies that guide employee conduct, attendance, health and safety, dress code, disciplinary actions, and things that relate to your company's intellectual property. That now is facing the employees. Facing your clients, you should have a return and refunds policy. You really should. You should have a maybe work policy, policies surrounding who they can bring. You know, for example, you go to a salon and they say you can't bring children or you can't bring pets. Those things are policies, right? All of those things need to happen. Sales policy, privacy policy. You see, those things appear as little things. Why shouldn't somebody know that they cannot return something after 2 weeks of purchase? They don't know. If you don't tell them, they will try you. And they will try you, they will drag you on Instagram. You will not be going back and forth. Somebody will not ask, you too, did you tell them? You will not say no, but they should know. They don't know. They don't. And see, it doesn't have to be a fancy document, right? You can have a fancy document. But if at the bottom of every order, you put the delivery takes 3 to 5 working days, it's simple. That is a policy. Delivery takes 3 to 5 working days. They can come and start dragging you after that 3 to 5 working days. But before then, they know not to come and meet you because you tell them that, oh, but we have a policy. And by buying from us, you accepted it. You think it's a joke when you go on all these websites, maybe abroad, and you see by entering your details, you consent to our privacy policy, our return policy, even though you didn't see it. If you like, they will say read the policy. If you like, don't read it, to leave it there. When something happens to your product, you'll go and look for it. So it is important that these policies are documented and communicated to staff so that expectations are clear. It's very important, right? That for you're dealing with your team members, your expectations are clear from the beginning. Now we go to SOPs. SOPs are really, my jam. I love them. And the reason why I love them is that they make life so easy. So easy. And it's also easy for you to, let people know that they've messed up in an instant. It saves you a lot of money. It saves you time. And it saves you other resources. A standard operating procedure is a set of step-by-step instructions that you create to help your employees carry out routine tasks and activities in a way that guarantees consistent outcomes every time. I have this example I use about if you want to make fried rice, right? Say you sell food. 3 businesses, they sell food, and they all have what they call their signature fried rice or otalenu fried rice, whatever it is you call it. And then one day, madam cannot come to work. And she says, oh, let my team member cook the fried rice. And the people that buy the fried rice are like, sorry, are you sure that in the same place you bought this fried rice? You say, yes, ma'am. They will look at it. Yes, it's the same receipt. So why is this particular fried rice tasting like sadness? Or why does this fried rice have too much pepper? Or why is the prawns not inside? Do you understand? Do you know that some people like that fried rice that have pepper? So they will go to the person who continues to cook the fried rice with pepper. But they now come to you where they are expecting the fried rice to taste in a particular way. God save you if it's a pregnant woman that has been craving that fried rice. That fried rice that I bought when I was in Nigeria. Please, that is what I'm craving. They now bring it. You now allow a pregnant woman to cry because you don't have SOP that guide your cooking fried rice. How are you going to explain it? Honestly speaking, it sounds like I'm catching cruise, but I'm serious. You need to ensure that the results, that the outcomes of your business activities are consistent. If you are say you are a coach, right? And somebody has engaged you, maybe because their friend said, oh, I engaged this person and they really helped me get clarity. And so instead of you doing the work, maybe you have other clients, you assign this person to a coach in your business. And they are really wondering, are you sure this person is a coach or not? Because every coach has the way that they do their things. But because you know that you need this particular result, your SOPs as a coach for whether it is onboarding a client or attending to whatever should be clear. These are the questions that we ask. In fact, put the question in a document, and immediately you get somebody who wants to work with you, you send them that document. And your coaches that work with you know that when we get back the results of this document, we do 1, 2, 3, 4 to prepare for our coaching sessions. Easy. But no, while you are asking that, so how many minutes do you want to spend on your business in a day? Maybe you are a productivity coach. Another person is asking another question. So all of you are just throwing the client up and down. And I use that coach example because people feel like I'm a coach, or only me can coach them. Okay. You are deceiving yourself. SOPs really should be written in clear, easy to understand language without any form of technical or professional jargons. See, while I understand that you expect that maybe your team are on a particular level, you also need to write in clear, easy to understand language. Oh, you make clothes ready to wear, and you want to tell them how many inches they should turn in when they want to hem. Tell them how many inches, 2 inches. Iron before sewing. Simple. Don't say turn in and hem. Turn in and hem can be turn in 1/2 inch and just sew, and then the bottom is bulky instead of it being creased. See, these things are simple, but they need to be done. Simple, easy to understand language. SOP serve as a tool for your business to ensure that your employee carry out their tasks properly and consistently and they can do so with little to no supervision. Because you see, that time you're using to supervise them, go do the work yourself. If you think that you want to continue to supervise your employees, do the work yourself, right? So anybody within your organization should be able to produce a standardized outcome for any routine task by following the instructions outlined in your SOPs. Period. One very good example is that Toyota tests the clarity of their SOPs. You know Toyota now. Toyota is one of the biggest examples you see when you're talking about quality of processes and stuff. And it's been said that they test the clarity of their SOPs by handing those SOPs over to an external party to see if the person can perform that process just by following the SOP. Nobody's telling you anything. Take this thing and do it. That's how clear you want it to be. Yeah. You know that thing they say, explain to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Yes, that one. Explain to them like they're 4 years old. Right? Now, after the SOPs, we then see, okay, let me be clear that I'm just talking about this like this. You don't have to do one before the other, really. They are just all elements that you need to create, right? So let's get that clear. Now you have job descriptions. I'm sure that a lot of us, maybe even us, we have said it before when we're working full time that it's not in my JD. Why are you telling me to do that? It's not in my JD. People say it. And they can get away with it if truly it's not in their JD. Or worse off, they don't even have JDs, right? And what's a JD? A JD is a simple, plain language document that explains the task, duties, and functions and responsibilities of a position in a business. Take it clear that I said position and not person. First of all, your JDs should not be centered around anybody. It should be centered around the role that the person is doing, not the person. It is important. Your JD should detail who performs a specific type of work, how the work is to be completed, the frequency and the purpose of the work. It is, like I said, an accountability tool so that employees know what they are responsible for. They know what is expected of them. And they also know what they can expect from supervisors and co-workers. All of this so that they can do their jobs with confidence and with ease. I always tell people, every member of staff, including you, Madam CEO, Oga CEO, must have clearly documented JDs. It's just important. Also, for example, if you were going to maybe, for a lot of business owners, CEOs don't report to anybody, right? But when you want to get to that level of corporate governance, you know that a CEO will report to a board. And so the board is going to judge the CEO by, are they meeting what is there in their KPIs and their JDs? Simple. So it's important for people to know what is expected of them and what is secondary to their roles. You have a cleaner. I use this example a lot. You have a cleaner. But you see, this cleaner keeps going to buy food for everybody. Or you have an office assistant. And the person keeps going to buy food. Before you know it, they've sprang up, they've carried plates, they've gone. But this is not their work. Their work is really a number of other things. But because they keep going to buy food, they spend so much time, they're tired. They cannot do their real work. And so when you judge them, that but this place is dirty, but why didn't you submit that document at the whatever? They're like, busy. You're looking at them like, busy doing what? But busy doing their work, buying food, because you didn't tell them that is a secondary assignment. You didn't tell them. So it's important for people to know what is secondary to their roles. You should buy food for people when you have done your work and you have more time. They need to know. You must also ensure that they read through these JDs. They sign an acknowledgement copy for their files, and they also have a copy with them. I always say that a job description is a living document. So people should know part-time what it is that they are supposed to be doing. Then KPIs really tied to your job descriptions, because they are just like, okay, these are the things you're going to judge these people by. based on the work that they've done for you. It's not enough that they know what is in their JD. They also need to know the metrics. So say KPI is that the business is clean, the shop floor or the office is clean and sparkling by 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll be sparkling, sorry, by 8 o'clock in the morning. There's no trash in the bin at 12, whatever it is. But let people know what the metrics you are judging them by is. For example, if you have a team and you have financial targets for them, let them know that unless you meet 70% of your target, 80% of this target, you are not going to get a bonus. You're not going to get promotion. You're not going to get whatever. It's clear, right? So that when you are giving another person a bonus, somebody's not looking at you and saying, you just like that person, you are favoring them. Because even though you know that, okay, this person made so much money, this person hit their target, whatever, the other people don't know. And so they feel bad, like it's favoritism, right? And they start accusing you, talking about you in the office. Then you are taking time to be putting out fires. Oh, it's not like that. I did it because this. But you see, you could have saved yourself the stress. Simple. Now, okay, I'm almost done actually. So we would so now organizational structure. So I mean, you hear about it, org structure, organogram, whatever it is that you want to call it. But basically, it's like an outline of a company's roles, teams, and employees. Remember that we spoke earlier about the vision, mission, and how those things can actually make your team members, stay with you for longer and stuff. Now, an organogram is where it is totally clear to your team members that there's actually growth in the horizon. Say you create your organogram for where you are, and then also create your organogram for where you're going. And from time to time during team meetings, you really can, share with them the vision again, share with them the mission again. Let them see that it is possible for them to go from where they are to another place. The organogram will show that to them. Organogram also shows what employees do, who they report to, and how decisions are made, right? So, I mean, for most people, they use the organograms that are, hierarchical. So the CEO is at the top, then the managers, then maybe, whatever you call your roles across the business. Organograms are really an accountability tool, and they also help you in communication, right? So that someone who is supposed to be reporting to another person doesn't just jump and come and meet you to tell you that the oil has finished for the generator, or somebody wants a refund and the person is coming to meet you. Organograms help people to know who they report to and who reports to them, such that anybody who even comes to you to report something they should have reported to their superior is liable for a disciplinary action. Do you understand? So you are keeping your time, you are keeping your space guarded so that you can do more important work. That's why you need an organogram, right? If you don't have an organogram early enough, your business will degenerate into a mob after some time. There will be no, what's the word? There will be no clarity. There will be no cohesion. Everybody wants to do as they like. Everybody is a boss. Everybody, I cannot be reporting to this. Everybody just begin anyhow. And the problem is that mobs, like I wrote here, they don't get things done. They destroy things. If you see a mob coming out, they really don't care what's happening. They just want to break the glass. They just want to do this. That's what will happen, right? Or you have an employee that has been with you for 6 years, but based on how they've grown and all, they are on officer level. And then you bring a person as a manager, but because this person has been there for 6 years, they feel that I cannot report to this person that is just coming. I've been here for long. And they want to use I've been here for long to determine their level in the business. But you see, like I say, it's not their fault. If you don't tell people what to do, there's somebody I was speaking with, and she was like, the person is supposed to know. The person is actually complaining about one of our employees to me. And I'm like, no, tell the person. Don't come with, but the person is supposed to be smart enough to know. See, you are assuming. You can assume. Because in your assumption, the other person also has an assumption. That the person also thinks, if you want me to do it, you will tell me. And then the two of you are setting traps. Tell them, this is our org structure, such that when you are doing onboarding for somebody, you show them their position on the org structure. So these people report to you, you report to this person. So it is clear from the beginning. It's really important. And I also know that there might be somebody here now who is thinking, but this is basic. It is how basic it is that is making many people not do it. And it's affecting their businesses. See, like I said before, you need to ensure that your business can run efficiently without you. Because yes, people can behave themselves when you are there. And madam is around, or guy is around. But what if you are not there? The purpose of structure really and truly is for when you cannot be there, or when you don't want to be there. That's the purpose. And so you need to put this in place. It's not hard. Go into your PowerPoint and create box, arrow. You've done it, or draw it on paper first of all. CEO, then marketing manager, digital ads expert, whatever. Just put it. CEO, manager, sales girl, cleaner, gateman. Today. What you see? I know that somebody might also be thinking here now that everybody reports to me. I'm going to tell you straight that that is an error. Except you are just 2 in your team, or 3 or 4, at the most 4. Everybody should not report to you. Everybody should not report to you. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your mind space. You are not going to be productive. Because while this person has told you about this, the other person is going to come and talk about another thing. Another person is going to come and talk about an aggrieved client. They want you to jump into the meeting with this person. They want you to buy this thing now. They want no. And no, if you say that org structure is for big companies, okay, your business too is a big one. It's just that you don't know yet. Look at your business in line with the vision you have for it. It is big. It is big. You have invested time, you have invested money, you have invested your mind, you have invested your goodwill in that business. Look at it as something big and allow it to be big. God rest Herbert Wigwe's soul. Imagine if he didn't have an organogram, or Access Bank didn't have an organogram. Now everybody will be headless. Everybody will not be organ now. Well, I understand that God, I will not die in Jesus' name. I know, amen. But what if you are unavailable? What if you go on maternity leave? What if you are ill? Because you see, anybody can be ill. Or what if you are so stressed out you cannot stand up? What if? Please think about it that way. What if you have an emergency? A colleague of mine was at work and they just called her that her son broke his hand. What if? I understand, God forbid. I understand. I totally understand. But see, don't be caught unawares. Because I can tell you for free that you get to a point in your business, the business is growing, and you need to access capital, whether by investment, whether by a loan, whether by whatever, equity grant. They would ask you these things. If you don't have them, they will not take you seriously. They will not. Because they're also looking at you and saying, so if you break your leg now, that is what they call risk management in business. Yes, you will not break your leg, but what if? What if you have to travel? What if? There's so many things that a simple document on your laptop or a simple sheet of paper with this information will solve. Don't wait till you need to structure. Because I meet people and they say, Oyinda, please, can you structure my business in 3 weeks? No, I cannot. I can't structure your business. Because before I even understand your business to that level, I need to have meetings with you. And then you cannot rush me. Do you understand? Start now that you don't need it in your mind. You believe you don't need it now. So this is when you should start. You just meet somebody that wants to invest 100 million naira in your business. They are telling you, give me. So let me see how you handle your business. You don't have an employee handbook. You don't have policy. You don't have anything. You now say, don't worry, I will employ CFO. To do what? Do you even know you need CFO? Like I said, all of these things, you need to prepare ahead. If you're unable to do, first of all, your executive function, you can't even think to know where the business should go or how the business should get there. So you need to detach from operations, try, detach, and get to your business tomorrow or Monday. Ask them, how do we do this thing? Ask 4 people, and then you see what you are dealing with. 4 of them, they have 4 different ways of doing the same thing, and you expect that they will get the same result. How? Please. I'm getting emotional. But see, this thing really gets me emotional because I understand that people are, you've put your money, your time. You could have used your money to buy a car, but you used it to start a business. Let the business yield for you. Let it yield. Imagine if it's Dangote that is holding the hand of his refinery. Imagine. You will say you are not Dangote, but is that not your plan? Are you not praying for that? Some of us are praying. We're not preparing. We're praying, Father Lord, let the investor come, but you are not preparing. So the investor will come and the investor will look over you because you are not serious. Please. I'm begging you. Thank you. All right, so we come to employee handbook. An employee handbook is a simple document that defines your business. So when you see a handbook, most times you will see things like vision, mission, the reason why the business was founded, the business culture, the kind of employees you have, your class of employment and things like that. But I call it the Bible of your business. So when somebody comes into the business, you give them the handbook. That's like welcome to so and so business. Welcome to, I don't know the name of anybody's business. I wanted to say to the singing business, but welcome, right? And so the person from the handbook sees your company background. If you've gone through iterations, maybe you started out at number 10, Kiniko, but now you have 6 warehouses. They need to know, because then they see growth. Then they understand your journey so far, and they understand the reason why you need to be where you desire to go. So they understand your background, your culture, the core values of the business, the mission and the vision. Then classes of employment. So, for example, you have part-time staff, you have contract staff, you have NYC, all of those things. The terms, your expectations about each class of business. So, full-time employees do 40 hours a week. If you do less than 40 hours, you're part-time. If the letter you are giving gives you a particular period, you're a contract staff, things like that. Then you have policies. You pick out some of those your policies and then you put it in the handbook. Policies that apply to everybody: disciplinary policy, leave policy. Your stance on romantic relationships in the workplace is important. Can two employees in your company, can they date? It's important. Can they marry? If they marry, what will happen? Right? There are places where employees cannot date. There are other places they can date as long as they are not in a direct reporting relationship to them. So if you are in production and the other person is customer service, you can date, for example. Then what constitutes sexual harassment in your business? When you have 2 or 3 people of different sexes working together, you need to understand that harassment might occur. You think, but they should be decent. No. See, first of all, one of the things you should take out of this today is that don't assume, right? If you think that tapping somebody on their arm is sexual harassment, maybe you should write it down. Tapping people on the cheek unnecessarily, then write it down. If you are only one, whatever, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe there's no, if you're only women or if you're only men, I don't know. But even these days, even if you are only one sex, write it down, because I don't know. Just write it down. Then how to report a grievance? So that they will not be calling, hello ma, they now say that this, they now say that, he now tap my face, he now say, if you are aggrieved by something somebody did, how did you report it? Send a text to HR, full stop. Abi? Not that they will not call you. Good afternoon, ma'am. I just said I should quickly tell you that this thing, they beat me, they tap my face. I don't understand. Let them know. Remember that we are working so that you can efficiently utilize all your resources, including your time. Somebody should not call you for 20 minutes telling you what they can report. No, take it out. Let them know how to report a grievance, and then you deal with it appropriately. Then if you have a way you expect your employees to behave on social media, you tell them so that they know. Recently, like 2 weeks ago, somebody got married. Another person went on Twitter to say the person is twerking, something. They fired the person on Twitter. Do you see? The person might have known, and the person might not have known how they were expected to behave on social media. Especially for employees that represent you, maybe employees that talk about you, or employees that are the face of your business. Maybe they are your social media manager, they are the ones doing the videos, or people that come into the store, they know them. People say that your core value is respect. Why is that person using your handle to drag another person on Twitter? I know this person, I know this girl. She's the sales girl of somebody, or she's the PA of somebody. So these are these business, these are they normally do. You are not there, stray bullet will hit you because you didn't tell your employees how to behave on social media. They are the ones you will see drag everybody on this thing. You know that people that open troll accounts, they are normal human beings. Do you know why they open it? So that their real handle cannot write all those things. That's the reason. Maybe for whatever, maybe they are for whatever reason. So they will put a hand so that this one you cannot attach it to me. So you need to do that. Then internal and external communication. So you know that there are businesses where people call themselves by their first name. There are other businesses where you have to say Mr. This, Mr. That. There are businesses where people are chummy and they can communicate on WhatsApp. People, or you have to do all your official communication by email. Let it be clear. So that I told you, you did not tell me. I told you, you did not tell me. Yeah, show me where you told me. I told you on WhatsApp or Telegram. I don't understand. Do we communicate on Telegram in this organization? Yes or no? Because if you don't tell them, and somebody just thinks that, okay, I can send you something on Instagram DM, it won't be their fault. Like I said again, if you are thinking they should know, dead it. They don't know. Dead it that they should know. They don't know. Treat them like they don't know. Then employee code of conduct is important that people know how to behave in different environments. Code of conduct, dress code, all of those things. Then your employee handbook should also have benefits and compensation. It should have when people can, if you have like clear-cut times, when people should expect a raise, how you expect that reviews will be done, work reviews. It would also state if you have any professional development opportunities for them in the course of their work and things like that. And then work schedules and your own stance on remote or hybrid work. You know that now, I mean, post-COVID, a lot of people have started to work remotely or work, hybrid. You need to let people know what you count as work when they are remote. Not that when the person doesn't come to work, you can't reach them because their phone has been dead for 6 hours and they are supposed to be working. So you need to let them know that if I can't reach you within 30 minutes on a day you are working remotely, I count it that you did not work. It saves you stress. Right? Then employee onboarding. So onboarding really is done for new employees, right? They just come in, you want them to know what to expect. So that exercise, it has been discovered that actually helps more people settle in better and helps people actually love their work more. So there was a Glassdoor report that said that employee onboarding programs increase employee retention by at least 82% and boosted their productivity by at least 70%. Do you know what that means? That while people are losing staff left, right, and center, just because you properly onboarded your team member, you have an 82% chance that you will keep them. And there's a 70% chance that they will do well, they will be productive. That is a lot. That is a whole lot. And it's a simple exercise, but it's also an exercise that shows your seriousness. And I think that's why it really, increases retention. You show the new employee your vision. You tell them the mission. You explain things to them. You show them their place on the org structure. You show them where they can get to on this same org structure. You give them the tools, the resources, and knowledge to be successful in their job. It is beautiful. I've been onboarded before, and I've been onboarded a number of times. And I know that, when they understand where your company is coming from, they understand where it's going, it just makes them really, just love where they are. And so this is a very vital part. First of all, for employee retention, and then for them to also understand that your business is a solid standard business, so that they don't use your business to look for their real job. You don't want that to happen to you. Then finally, compliance. What is compliance? Compliance is essentially doing things the right way, both in accordance with industry regulation and government legislation, right? So all of that, registering your business thing, that's compliance. So basically following the rules and avoiding legal trouble. In countries outside of Nigeria, having an employee handbook is a legal requirement for a business owner. Some business owners don't even know here in Nigeria that it is the government that stipulated, according to Labor Act, that if you have a female employee and they are your full-time employee, they deserve, when they're pregnant, nothing less than 12 weeks paid leave of at least 50% of their salary, at least. Some people don't know. But that is compliance, right? Now we have compliance in two forms. We have the corporate compliance, which is your internal requirements, all of these things I've spoken about, your policies, your procedures, your SOPs, all of those things. Then you have regulatory compliance, following external mandates set forth by your country, your industry regulators at all levels. So if you need to get a license for your kind of business, that's compliant. If you need to register your business, that's compliant. If you need to pay taxes, that's compliant. If you need to file whatever, that's compliant, right? And both categories help you to drive accountability in your workplace and are important to ensure integrity, safety, and ethical behavior. Regulatory compliance is your adherence to the laws, like I said, and for a lot of businesses, that would mean laws established by government agencies, registering your business, paying your taxes, all of that. Then industry-specific regulations. For example, if you work in maybe pharma, you need to register with Pharmacy Council, you need to do all of those things. If you are, in the food processing industry, you need to register with NAFDAC, all of those things. Then guidelines and best practice for your industry. So you know that a lot of, when you are in all some kind of this thing, maybe you are a member of ICANN as an individual, there are best practices for accounting, you understand? There are best practices for auditing, there are best practices, you understand? All of those things need to be followed for you to actually say that you are compliant. Then regulations established by a certifying entity. For example, I saw a story of somebody, he was an employee though, who was, stealing money. He's ICANN certified chartered accountant and was stealing money from his employer. And the employer just said, okay, it's fine, I'm just going to go and report him to ICANN, right? So if, for example, you are a chartered accountant as a business owner, and you do something against the ethics of chartered accounting, for example, you could be reported, your licenses could be revoked, things like that. If you do something against the PCN regulations as a pharmacist, you could be reported, your license could be revoked. So you need to look at all those things and ensure that you are following all of those regulations to the letter. And with that, I come to the end of my presentation. But before I go, I'm just going to introduce my two books. I have two books, right, written for businesses. When I started, I was asking a question regarding if you are a solo business owner or you have a team. And that's because I have looked at business structure from the two ends, and I know that it's not the same. Some things are constant, but there are other things that are, neither here nor there for business owners. So if you are a business owner who has a team and, you want to get the best from them and all of that, I have Dear Business Owner for you. And if you're just a solo business owner, you're running your business alone, maybe you outsource some things, Unscramble is for you. I have how to get it here, but I can also send you to me how you can take advantage of it if you like. So that for those people who think business structure is expensive, you see that you can structure a business with 10,000 naira or less. So thank you very much. If you have questions,
hello, I didn't get the name of the second book. You said
Dear Business Owner, and there's Unscrambled.
Unscrambled, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And both cost 10,000 naira, right?
Dear Business Owner, the book and the workbook is 10,000 naira. Unscrambled is 5,000 naira. The book and the workbook.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. Wow, thank you. Someone is interested. Okay, don't worry, Miss Engineer Emeba. I'll do what to send you our details. She will send it to me and I'll get it across to you, Engineer Emeba.
Thank you very much. If you have
Okay, wow.
questions, I'll take them now.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was an awesome moment. I know people have questions. Okay, Mrs. Abdullah, please go ahead and ask your question.
Wow, thank you so much, ma'am. That's so powerful. Let me use that word. Powerful.
Power.
I
Power.
love it. But I didn't join early because I'm
Okay.
a bit under the weather.
Oh,
I'm not
sorry.
too feeling fine. So I have to join lately. What I just want to find out, do you help a company to structure? Do you structure if like all that you said now?
Yes, I
Can
do.
one can one get in touch with you and you structure a business, or one
Yes,
must do
you
it by
can.
oneself? Is that what you were
No,
saying?
no,
That
no.
we must
You
do it by
can.
oneself, or you can get
No.
somebody to structure your business for you? I want
Yes.
you to clear me on that.
I work with people to structure their businesses, and you can also do it by yourself. I said all of this because I know that somebody had even said that it's expensive. And while me structuring your business for you can be expensive depending on how you're looking at it, you structuring it by yourself is not. So it's really, like I said, you paying for the other person's time and all of those things in structuring. So yes, if you want me to structure a business, we can take it further. I'll send my details to
me,
and then she will get it across to everyone.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ma. Any other question? If you have a question, just please raise up your hand. Okay. Okay, Mr. Yenan, please go ahead and ask your question.
All right, good afternoon again. Good afternoon, ma. This has been an eye opener. Prior to this time, I used to think that structure was only limited to the organogram, that's the organizational structure.
Wow.
But I think it kind of like enlightened me on everything coming from the vision statement to the to compliance to compliance. So mine is not really a question, anyways. The other person that said we wanted to get to reach you. So I think they've already said what I wanted to say, but I just want to thank you
Okay.
very much. It's been an eye opener. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you for the review, Mr. Yenan. Okay, any other question? Wow, this session was awesome. It was so. Thank you.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
glad you made it here. I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
Can we get the audio?
Someone's asking a question. Someone said, you said what, Mrs. Oyibode?
Can we get the audio, please?
Sure, it was recorded. It will be sent to you once it's worked on.
Okay, so somebody said in this section, please talk again about pregnant staff. So I said that according to the labor laws of Nigeria, the Labor Act, if you have a female employee that is working with you as a full-time staff and they get pregnant and are at the time to have their baby, it is a right for them to get at least 12 weeks paid leave of at least 50%. So the law is not to pay them 100%. A number of companies pay them 100%, but it is the law that they get at least 50% of their salary paid for 3 months. Normally, they will say maybe 6 weeks to their due date and 6 weeks after. But of course, because we know that due dates can shift, people take their leave most times when they've had their babies, right? But it is a requirement by law. Now, some people get away with it and maybe don't pay the staff and everything. But trust me, it's because you have a staff that doesn't know. If you have a staff that knows and likes trouble and can they'll drag you to court. You pay them more than that 50%. So it's just to be clear and also to make it clear in your policies what you are offering for maternity leave.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any other question?
how to get the books. Let me just put it here. If I put it here, it will disappear. After
Don't
this
worry,
call.
ma'am. Send it to me. I'll surely get
send it to
back
her.
them.
I'll send it to her. I would also send my presentation to them. The
Wow,
books,
thank you so
yes,
much, ma'am.
I'll
Please
get the
let's say a big
presentation
thank you
across.
to her. Please drop in the
Thank you
chat
so
box
much.
because
Thank
that
you.
Yeah,
that
welcome.
slide is
Thank you.
very,
That
very
was a
beautiful.
beautiful question.
Thank
Yeah,
You are so grateful.
Yeah, welcome. I'll send the presentation across as
Oh,
well. So
thank you so
yeah,
much.
so the book,
Thank you for that.
yeah, welcome. No problem. I'm glad I could make it. I think you also need to say thank you to Tommy because we dragged ourselves to get here. I mean,
Thank
she
you.
reached out over a
Miss
couple
Tommy,
of
we can't
times.
thank you enough. God bless
You
you
can't thank her
immensely.
enough.
Thank
Thank
You
you.
can imagine the amount we paid for all this. She has given
Thank you.
us more than
It,
enough.
it's
Thank
really an
you.
eye opener. I've learned a lot. I have not started business at all. God will help us.
Amen.
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 Thank
Amen.
you.
A lot of people come to that realization like I've been playing Saints, but anytime you wake up is your morning. Trust me, you can start today. You can start today. Well done, everyone, and
Okay.
thank you
So
very much.
thank you. So my name is Tommy with the brand name The Business Health Expert. When it comes to promoting your business online with using videos and getting massive customers for your business, using videos and digital marketing, I am the person you should reach out to. When it comes to automating the processes in your business, HR activities, inventory management, accounting, we implement software for businesses to streamline their operations. So enough is enough for saying it's now time to move to automating your processes and ensure that your productivity and efficiency is increased in your business. So please let's mute our mic and say a big thank you to our speaker for this wonderful session. Let's chorus a big thank you to her.